Hello, welcome to our lesson. Very happy to have you here. This is our Tuesday quiz. The topic today is education. And actually, I don't mean to have that slide up. You got a little sneak peek of question number one. We already have 5 people here. That's awesome. And I see that we have a new person here in our community, Stephanie or Stephania, maybe. I'm not sure exactly how to say your name. Please help me out. I'm Jen. For those of you who don't know me, every Tuesday, like I said, I offer a quiz based on our topic of the week. Typically, our topic of the week is one specific thing, and we carry it the whole way through. Last week, we started it, and so I'm doing a little bit of a mix. Our quiz today is education. Stefania from Italy, welcome to our community. So hello to you, Anna, nice to see you. So our quiz topic today is education. I will go live again in the afternoon. Yes, in the afternoon, but tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Central European time. That's 3 p.m. in Germany. And I will offer you a nice little sort of a celebratory lesson about Thanksgiving, because we started last week with education, little drama, whatever. But the day after tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So I thought it would be very nice for us to talk about it, learn something about it, and have fun. So, okay, hello Alessio, hello Yuki, ciao a tutti. I hope I'm saying that right, Serena. So Stefania, we have several Italians in our audience. Oh, this is what I was doing. I lost track of what I want. I have a new mouse, but okay, we won't use that today. All right, let's hop into our first question for today. Let me pop over so you can see it easily. Like I said, our topic is education, so it's a fun topic to learn about. And these are trivia questions. So Stefania, you're new, I know, here. Oops, let me scoot up. And these are not like, oh my gosh, I don't know the answers. This is just for fun. I didn't know any of this stuff before I researched it. This is just to learn, to practice English. It's just a different way of adding a little bit more to this week's lesson. Okay, so first question, as you see, some of you might be on the narrow format and some of you on the wide format. I'm testing this out. I tested it last week. When I do both, I get a lot more people taking a look. Here, let me scooch over. Looking at our content. And so that is kind of one of the things we want here, is for our audience to be able to grow. And so I will try this out. If you happen to end up on this skinny format and you're not able to see comments, just go out of this lesson, please, and hop into the other thumbnail. Click on the other thumbnail so that you can enter the wide one. Okay, Alessia's already answering. Which country gives students very little homework but still has top test scores? Is it is it A, Germany, B, Finland, C, Canada, or D, Japan? So very little homework. Some countries, they give you tons and tons of homework to go home with. And you can answer also from your country as well. Hello, your name is Jiban. Jiban, hello Jiban. Nice, welcome. Where are you from? We have Stefania from Italy. So Manuel, Japan. Okay, you're guessing Japan. Okay. I guess Finland, they are more ahead in everything. It seems like it, right, Anna? So we have C, we have Canada, we have Japan. You're from India. Okay, nice to have you on board. Welcome, welcome. All right, so the answer is actually the country which gives students very little homework but still has amazing, amazing international scores is Finland. Finland is doing everything right. Yes, Yuki, exactly. B, Finland. Hello, Manuel, welcome. So so Finland is the one. What do you know? Anna, it seems you know a little bit about Finland, at least a little bit. What do you know about schools in Finland? So as a little conversation point here to add more information to this topic, what do you know about schools in Finland? What do they do? They seem, I would have loved to have gone to school in Finland. I think I would have been an excellent student in Finland. In every other education system, not, but in Finland, I think I would have thrived. If you don't know anything, you can let me know that as well. And I can, unfortunately, nothing. Thank you, Natalia. Mohammed, you are using a new application to share the slides. The old one is better because it's too small to read for audiences like me. So Mohammed, my dear, thank you for pointing that out. Please exit. Go to the YouTube, go to my YouTube account and click on the other thumbnail and you will be in the wide one. I see next to your name, you have a little phone signal thingy. It looks like this. If you go out and go back, click on the other one. Yes, Alessio as well, maybe. You're on the narrow version, on the portrait version. It's strange. I don't know why they don't offer you on the thumbnail so that you see which version it is. Yes, so unfortunately. All right, I live in Italy and students have a lot of homework to do. In Spain, there is a tendency to reduce the homework just because there is no room for children or teens for enjoying or barely to do extracurricular activities. Yes. In the States, people in school, we write a lot of essays. I noticed that, like, my kids never had to write reports, or very, very rarely. So yeah, it's interesting. Who is a genius was born a genius as well. I think so. That makes sense. Why we have two live streaming. So Serena, I hope you only see the one wide format. I would imagine on your screen, you see one wide format. Some people I see next to their name have a little cell phone looking sort of symbol. And I'm trying this out because it offers our lessons to more people. I have the problem that on YouTube, they do not push my content at all. The only way I get people to watch and the only way I get new subscribers is through Instagram. And so I'm trying to give them the opportunity to push my content a little bit more. I am growing very, very, very slowly here. And so, yeah, that's why. So you have to leave the live and to enter again, and that will change. Yes, Natalia, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Now better. Okay, good. Thank you, guys. I'm not sure. Maybe you can also let me know, but I have the feeling that the second thumbnail, so there's two, and that the second thumbnail is the horizontal one, is the one that you want. Maybe someone can give me feedback the next time they do it so that we can just tell people right away, click on the second one or click on the first. Hopefully there's some sort of science behind this. I don't know. Okay, you got it. Okay, good. Thank you. The better is the one, the horizontal one. Yes, definitely. Okay, so things about Finnish schools, just so that we kind of have an idea why Finnish schools are so amazing, is they are only about 4 to 5 hours per day. They offer, the students have very, very little homework. The teachers must have a master's degree. So these are people who are really educated in what they're doing. They're very much dedicated to being there. Also, within the Finnish society, teaching is a respected profession. So in some countries, I think in Germany, it's not really respected. It's not disrespected. In the States, teachers get no respect or very little. And so in Finland, that seems to be different. Emphasis is on equality and well-being. There are free meals, healthcare, and transportation for the students. There's not so much competition. It's more of a natural learning at your own pace. National exams exist, but they are few and mainly at the end of upper secondary school. Continuous assessment is preferred over frequent standardized testing. So it seems that they do a lot of testing, but it's more like so that they know where students are and they can reach them at that point. So maybe you have fewer students Here's a nice little idiom, that fall between the cracks. If you fall between the cracks, you kind of get lost. Like somehow, yeah, as a student, that can happen very easily. You fall between the cracks and then you can't get out. It's flexible. Students can receive extra support if needed. So these tests probably help that. Collaboration and creativity are encouraged, not just memorization. That's what I hated about school. Memorizing in 1842. You know, I mean, so that's not, they learn by doing, maybe. Germany, Finland, Canada, it is normal. Nobody goes outside in winter, so they are studying as a hobby. Yeah, Germany, yeah, I get that. It's very gray and cold here. Yes. All right. So let's move on to number 2. And so this one, I'm curious to hear what you have to say. And maybe this is the same in your country as well. And maybe this is no longer the case. So we do have some people who might be able to help us. I'm telling too much. I always give away the answer. I'm no good at this. All right, so let's see. Number 2, here we go. Let me scroll up. Okay, number 2. Hello to you, Alex, my dear. Hello, hello. So number 2, in which country do students clean their own classrooms at school? Okay, so is it in Japan, Brazil, Sweden, or Spain? And maybe you can tell me about how it is in your country as well. So Stefania is saying Japan, okay? So where do we think? Yuki's going with A, Japan. You might want to follow Yuki since they are very little. Maybe the classrooms are small. I don't know what you mean. Japan or Sweden, Serena's going with. Alex is going with Japan. Anna's going with, I imagine, Japan. Hello, Renate. It's nice to see you. It's been so long. Hello, hello. You think Japan. Mohammed thinks Japan. Spain, so sure not. You're going with Sweden. Okay. So Manuel, you should have followed Yuki. It's Japan. So evidently in Japan, the students are responsible for the cleanliness of their classrooms. So everyone works together to make sure that the classroom looks good. I think that's amazing. I think that's really good. I think that teaches also life skills in a way. Maybe it makes you to be more clean to be cleaner in your own home as well, in your own bedroom, for example. All right, moving on. Now we're going to find out where the oldest operating university in the world is. And let's see, and I have a little bit of extra information, but with my quizzes, I'm always super excited to hear if you have anything to add. So if you do, please go ahead and add any extra information because that's what the whole point of these quizzes are, is we learn together. All right, number 3, the world's oldest continuously operating university is located in which country? In Italy, in India, in Morocco, or in Egypt? What can you tell me? In Moldova, they clean only once during the long break but at the end of school day by special cleaning people. Exactly. I said Japan since they teach kids to follow rules. Makes sense. Totally makes sense, Anna. Yeah, and then Germany, like right before Christmas or right before school break, they might clean the room. Hello, Lorena, sweetie, welcome. Italy, you're saying Italy is the oldest. Okay, I hope Italy, Stephanie is saying A. So lots of people going with Italy. Alex is saying D, Egypt. Renee's going with Egypt. Manuel's going with Egypt. Alessia's going with Italy. So all of my Italians have guessed Italy. Morocco, Serena, you got it, darling. It's C, Morocco. So that's the oldest continuously operating university in the world. Hello to you, Renata, sweetie. Thank you for being here for the second half as well. Second one will be Italy. India, maybe, I don't know second, but I can tell you that this university in Morocco was founded in 859 AD by a very wealthy woman named Fatima al-Fihri. She started it as a madrasa, which is an Islamic religious school, and has continuously offered education ever since, making it recognized by UNESCO as the Guinness World Record and in the Guinness World Records as the oldest existing degree granting university in the world. Okay, so I don't think so, Jenny. Okay, talk to me. What do you think? So oldest degree granting university in the world, continuously operating. Maybe India has other things, maybe the oldest university, but it wasn't going on since it started. So I did understand the question wrongly. Okay, good. So we're all on the same page here. I make mistakes, I get different information. I'm always happy when people question it, because this is something for us to learn. I'm not an expert. I'm just here offering us some lessons. So yeah, we will move on to number 4 and talk about this. Is something I find fascinating. It's something that really bothers me about the American system. And so here we go, talking about GDP, gross domestic product. Okay, so I think this is number 4, and I'm on number 4. Let me move up. And if you have anything else that you want to add, like Manuel, if you have something about other universities or schools that you know of, then you're more than welcome to offer it. Please, let's talk. In which city is the university located? I have no idea. Morocco, dear teacher, was born as a country several centuries ago. Fair enough. But whichever sort of that institution, let's say not necessarily Morocco, but that institution has been around since 859 AD. Let me see which city it's in. Hold on one second. So which city is the university that was founded? Thank goodness for the bot, right? For our little robot friend here. Was founded in 859 AD in Morocco. What is today Morocco? I should say more cleverly. Let's see. Okay, so we have our question while we're looking for this. Approximately what percentage of countries spend less than 4% of their GDP on education? Is it A, 30%, B, 50, C, 70, or D, 90? So the university, I think, Lorena, that was your question, was founded in 859 AD in Fez, in the city Fez, F-E-Z. Oh, sorry, Anna, that was your question. Okay, so we have guesses coming in. Stephania is saying C, 70. Renit's going with C. Serena's going with B or C. 50 to 70, so sure. Everyone else is saying C. So yeah, the answer is C. 70% of the countries in the world spend less than 4% of their GDP on education. How sad is that? So Luxembourg is the country that leads. They spend about $27,500 per student. Ireland is the most educated country in the world, with 52% of its adult population holding a bachelor's degree or higher. Other countries that include highly educated people: South Korea, Japan, and Canada. The rankings are based on specific criteria and data. You know how this works. So I find this heartbreaking. 70% spend less than 4% on education. Imagine if countries spent, if it were way more on education, where we would be today. I mean, yeah, it's kind of telling. It's sad. All right, so moving on to kind of a funny question. So let's see. If you're a teacher, this is really funny. Such an amount of countries in which education upbringing barely exist, right? And I'm not actually sure what it is. I'm curious to see what it is for the US. While you're answering this, I'll Google it, but I'm sure it's nothing. Probably absolutely nothing. Education and healthcare in my country are such a joke. All right, so Renata, uneducated people make better followers. Exactly, exactly. So we know why they do it. It's just, yeah, sad. It's an enormous amount. It is. It is. It's a massive shame. If I don't know if anybody wants to look really quickly. I want to see. So which percentage of the GDP in America? GDP. Oop, not geo. Take a look if you want to see with your country as well, so we can share, because I'm curious to see what you have to say. GDP is GPS. GDP is spent on education. Okay, I'm asking the bot. We know how that is. So 300, oh, the answer. Okay, which percentage of the GDP? Okay, so I'm going to look at that on the whole, Jen. I think so. I think it's percentage of the GDP is spent on education. Okay, so hold on, sorry, where were we? Yes, so approximately the United States spends 5.4% of its GDP on education. 5.4. So, oh, that's Renata. Okay, yes. So that was 2021. So we have the same results. What is it like in your country? If you want to take a look, I'm kind of curious to see. So yeah, it's better than 4%, but 5.4% for the world's richest country, that is pathetic. That is sad. People should be striking all day long. Anyway, how many questions do kids ask on average each day? If you are a parent, or if you have ever taught in a school, you probably will guess this answer. So A, 50, B, 100, C, 300, or D, 500. What do you think? How many questions do kids ask per day? Alicia is going with D, with an inquisitive child, I know. So what can you tell me? How many questions do kids ask on average per day? So 100. So, okay, Serena's going with a B. We have Manuel with C, with 300. C, okay. Natalia's giving me an offer of C here as well. Okay, so the answer is actually C, 300 questions kids ask on average per day. And I am pretty sure that my kids didn't ask any questions. Hey, Karina, I didn't know you were here. Ask any questions in school, and they saved those 300 questions for when they got home. Mama, mom, mom, mama. Yeah, 300 times. At some point, I was just like, just call me Penelope. I can't hear mom anymore. All right. So yeah, 300 questions a day. 300. It's a lot. Okay, moving on. So one can feel kind of like, okay, teachers. I feel so much respect for them. I didn't know, but Italy also spends about 4% on education. Right, Anna, this is insane. I can't believe that wealthy countries that are developed countries, are not spending more on education. That feels somehow like, I don't know, outrageous. So, all right, moving on now to how many hours a day students study in a certain country. So let's see, Poland is 4%. Who has more than 5.4%? I am so curious. Maybe we can find a country that in our audience where they spend more. Sorry. I think that's 6, and we're on 6, so we're doing well. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, really, these are the numbers that people who are opposing different politicians should talk about all the time. 1,000, why 1,000? because I'm not sure where. 1,000? A? 1,000? Why? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where you are, sweetie. Sorry, Alex. Okay. In which country do many students study up to 12 hours a day? Is it A, Australia, B, South Korea, C, Norway, or D, Mexico? So where do they study up to 12 hours a day? So Lorena's going, I'm pretty sure it's B. Okay. Karina's going with B. And Karina, just so you know, Alessio as well, if you're fine with being in the skinny format, if you can see everything okay, you're fine. Otherwise, go out, click on the other thumbnail, and you will be able to be in the horizontal format. B, 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 B. All right. So South Korea, everybody's saying South Korea. That's kind of a no-brainer, right? South Korea. So many students study up to 12 hours or more per day. It's highly competitive to get into a university. They offer after-school academies. Most students attend private tutoring academies called hagwons after regular school, sometimes up until 10 to 11 p.m. at night. That's crazy, 10 to 11 p.m. So they go to school early in the morning and then they study until sometimes 11 p.m. The format is vertical. Exactly. If you don't like that, darling, hop out and then hop into the other one. South Korea is the correct answer. Exactly. Even there are extreme restrictions on children's playing. Yes. Okay, we have Iceland at 8.22%, Colombia and Norway 6%. Norway 6%. I thought they would be way higher. All right. So Iceland, okay, yeah. Reading it incorrectly. Iceland is 8.2%. Very good. Move to Iceland. They probably have more interesting school systems, more similar to Finland too. So let's see. Regular school hours are from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That sounds kind of normal. Followed by homework, self-study, and hagwon sessions, these after-school programs. I think South Korean students are treated like soldiers. Yeah, it sort of feels like that, right? The pros of this, they have high literacy rates, strong academic performance in STEM subjects, global recognition and educational achievement. The cons, high stress, lack of free time, mental health concerns among students, and sometimes sleep deprivation. So, yeah, I would not like to go to a South Korean school. I think that sounds really like, unless you're like a professor type of learner where all you want to do is learn and like memorize things, then it sounds kind of like hell. It does. It sounds awful. It's true. In my opinion too. All right, moving on. This is kind of fun. I thought this was super interesting, and the bot kind of gave me this as an answer and I didn't believe it, so I Googled it. I have to find, where are we? Number 7. I think that's 7. Is that 7? No, that's 6. That's 7. Okay. Here we go. Number 7. I thought this was kind of fun. But though equality over, so yes, quality over quantity. In Poland, I had to study super late every night, extremely competitive environment. It was hell. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay. Spain, 18.5%. It is joined with health and security. So with health as well. Okay. It would be interesting, Manuel, to know the separate number, because for me, health is a totally different thing than education. No stress, no pressure, but just out of curiosity. All right, so moving on to number 7. In which country do children start school on their 4th birthday? Meaning a new student could join the class any day. Your birthday's on July 4th, you start. If it's on December 4th, you start. If it's on April 4th, you start. So you start literally on your 4th birthday. Are we saying A, Denmark, B, Germany, C, the Netherlands, or D, Sweden? So what can you say? So Manuel's going with Germany. Yuki's going with the Netherlands. Serena's going with Sweden. We have a lot of mixed answers here, which is always fun. Lorena's going with A, Denmark. So kind of everything has been guessed. So somebody is right. Karina's going with C. Leslie D, Alex D. For those of you, but in Spain till 3 years old, you are into a nursery, and there are 4 getting started with preschool. Yeah, so and for us, a nursery is more for babies, but preschool is usually this time from when you're 3 up until 5 or 6. So preschool. And then, so we have a little bit of a different system. Also here in Germany, it's pretty similar. Maybe Sweden. Okay, so I think only one person guessed this. If you, whoever guessed C, you won. The Netherlands. So in the Netherlands, if you have a child in the Netherlands, literally on their 4th birthday, then they will start school. So everybody starts school on their 4th birthday. And I thought that was kind of fun. It's not like this, everybody starts at a certain age. Well, not really. Like the way that it works here, Yuki, was that you? Okay, cool. Lucky you. Congratulations, darling. It's not like here or also in the States at the beginning of the school year that you start in that sort of way. Hello, Alicia. The answer is actually C, the Netherlands. So my question to you, yeah, Yuki got it. My question to you is, as a kid, do you remember starting school? Do you remember your first day of school? And what is like the first day of school like in your country? And in the States, it's, everybody starts on the day that school starts. Karina. So Yuki and Karina, you got it. It was a very competitive question. And you two got it. So yeah. So do you remember your first day of school? Is there something special that you do? Here in Germany, they do this thing called a Schultüte, where they take, I'll make a little small one here. They take a very big piece of paper, like cardboard, and they turn it into a cone. You don't remember? Okay. Yes, I remember. You painted a sheet with your hand. Oh, that's sweet. So they do this thing here where they create, sorry, this is so loud, this sort of cone thing, but it's big. It's like literally, it's like that big. Okay, so this big thing, you have these little tiny kids and they have this big cone paper that's literally the size of what they are. And they put toys and candy and all kinds of stuff inside of it. And they call it the Schultüte, and it's very important. And as a foreigner, I was so freaked out about this because oh, my kids are gonna have the foreign one. Everyone's gonna know their mom is foreign. I'm not going to get this tradition right. I was so freaked out about it. But that's something that every German kid has to have, is a Schultüte when they go to school. Leslie, who doesn't remember his first day, Denmark or Sweden, the answer was actually the Netherlands. And if you have any special tradition that you do on the first day of school in your country, and if you're watching this replay, then please feel free to let me know in the comments. Nobody ever writes in the comments anymore. I need to do homework again, I think, to get people to write. I need to be better at answering and offer homework. All right, let's see. Let's move on to number 8. That's 7. 8. There we go. And here we are. All right. Number 8, reading for just 6 minutes can reduce stress by about how much? So if you're stressed out and you choose to educate yourself, reading something doesn't even have to be something really educational. I guess it can be a gossip magazine. I don't know. But just reading for 6 minutes can reduce stress by about how much? By A, 10%, B, 20, C, 40%, or D, 60%. Alessia is saying, I was admitted to school at the age of 3. My first day of school was not so good. I was crying a lot. Oh. So Alessia, was that more preschool or first grade, like learning to read and write? Only 6 minutes. Yes, Serena, only 6 minutes can reduce stress. So Yuki says 10. Yeah, for me too, because I can't read for 6 minutes. I'm already asleep after 5. C, D. All right, Winnie answers. We find other answers here. Scrolling down. Carmen, hello, Carmen, darling. C, and Lorena's going with B. Okay, so the answer is actually D. Reading for only 6 minutes can reduce stress by 60%. I find that fascinating. I mean, wow. When I'm stressed, I think I need to read. It's the clear choice of things to do, because that's very rare in life that you have something. But studies have shown, I don't know, maybe you can test it out for yourself and let me know if it's helped you out in a stressful situation. I think often when we're stressed, the last thing we want to do is think about something else, like read about flowers or whatever. Yeah, but maybe it helps. It's taking your mind off. Only 6 minutes is too short and stressful to me. Okay. Yuki, like I said, after 5 minutes, I'm asleep. So yeah, but maybe that helps to relieve the stress. I'm asleep, so I'm no longer stressed. All right. So number 9, here we go. And this is a fun word. Maybe I'm not going to tell you what it is. Maybe you tell me if you know this word already. What can doodling during lessons help students do? So doodling, what is doodling? I will try to read every day to reduce stress. Yes, absolutely. And in this case, Karina, you could say to reduce my stress or just to reduce stress. You don't need the, just so you know. Oh, Yuki, somehow or somebody's comment, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, there we go. So what is do? You can also answer the question if you don't feel like answering, or you can say, I have no idea. Absorb the information. Doodling, question mark. Thank you, Natalia. Okay, so doodling is like when we sit on the phone or we're in class and we just kind of draw little things, this little hearts and X's and O's and color things in. So when you draw little drawings while you're listening to something else, this is called doodling, which is kind of a fun word if you think about it. Doodling. And a doodle is what you have drawn. So it can be a noun and it can be a verb. Yeah. So does it help you sleep better? Actually, I don't have the answer highlighted here. I have no idea. Sleep better, remember more, write faster, or talk less. I think I know the answer. Okay, so let's see. What does doodling help you? Sleep better, remember more, write faster, or talk less? So my family wishes it would do D and that I would do it. So Natalia's saying B, remember more. I think that Mohammed, you're on the question before, and the answer is actually D, 60%. So we have some Ds. We have from Alessio, a funny little emoji thing. I don't know what that is. D, and maybe it's a doodle. Yuki's going with D, Alex is going with C, Natalia's got B for me. So the answer is actually B. It helps you to remember more. I guess when you're kind of listening and drawing, it somehow makes things stick into your brain better, which somehow makes sense. I can't explain it, but I find that it somehow makes sense. So yeah, so it's supposed to help you remember more if you doodle while you're listening to something. So the next time you're in a meeting and you're doodling and your boss gives you a weird look, it's helping you remember more. I don't know. All right, our last question for today. Here we go. Lucky number 10. And let's see. Oh, I still have my Instagram handle going on, or my YouTube handle. If you are not already following my account, you can find it right there, English with Jen 123. Be sure to follow and hang out with us every week. We have a lovely, lovely group here. So it depends if you can doodle and listen at the same time. Yes, I think so. All right, 10, number 10. In a remote area of Colombia, I hope we have some new Colombians here. We had so many Colombians in our EWA lesson today, called Los Pinos. How do some students travel to school? A, by canoe, B, by horseback, C, by hiking through the jungle, or D, by zip line. When I draw something, I concentrate too much and I won't listen to anything. Okay. I think that like this is not like you're drawing something specific. You're just kind of drawing circles or X's. And so something like that. Okay, Karina is saying that A, by canoe. Any other guesses that you've got for me? A, by canoe. Renata's going with canoeing. I mean, kind of all of these it's kind of fun, kind of cool. But let's see. Yuki's saying canoeing. Everybody's so B. So sorry. By canoe. So Yuki's, you're going with horseback. By horseback. Any other answers? Zipline. Okay. Any other guesses? Otherwise, we will go ahead and I'll let you know the answer. So Miss Serena is absolutely correct. Zipline. So in Colombia, in this remote area, they travel to school using a zip line, by zip line. So yeah, zip line. In a remote Colombian village of Los Pinos, students use a makeshift zip line. Makeshift is a cool word. It's something where it's not like professional. It's kind of something you make on your own. So makeshift. Let me add this to our live stream here. What is a diploma? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I saw a documentary movie where people travel by zip line. I didn't know where they were. Okay, yeah, a zip line. Zip line is when there's this cable above you, and the cable has this other cable that hangs down, and you have this harness that you sort of attach to your legs and to your waist, and you hang on and you whee! You go along the zip line. I've had the opportunity to do it several times. No, thank you. I am way too freaked out for that. But so they use a makeshift zip line. It's not like this very professional one. Usually when you see zip lines in touristic areas, then they're super, super professional, right? Alicia, I would say for me, nightmare. I think I'd rather walk through the jungle for 3 hours. But yeah, I'm sorry, 2 hours. But makeshift zip line, not professional. It's something that they just kind of put together on their own. In the remote Colombian village of Los Pinos, students use a makeshift zip line to get to school because it is much quicker than the 2-hour walk through the rainforest. This zip line is the primary mode of transportation for many residents. And it highlights the community's resilience and overcoming geographical challenges. While governments have promised more modern transport like a cable car, the zipline remains the necessary option for many, with children often accompanied by parents or older siblings for safety. Zipline goes down, how do they return? Yeah, I don't know how they return anyway. Like, I mean, zipline goes that way. Like, you need a decline, you need sort of a descent. So that was my sort of thought too. Like, how do they get home? So it's easy to get to school, hard to get home. I don't know. They must have fun to go to school. Yeah, baby. If you're into that kind of thing, then it's like, woohoo, let's go to school. Let's go on the zip line. I think I'd prefer the yellow bus. I think I just prefer the big old yellow bus to get to school. You know, yeah, I'm just not that adventurous. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for hanging out with me for now. How long have we been in this lesson? I have no idea. 44 minutes. Thank you for participating. Please remember, tomorrow I will do a special Thanksgiving live stream for us to because education, we're finished with education now. It's good, we're done. And we'll just do a special little Thanksgiving one. So we'll have vocabulary, idioms, conversation questions about the topic. Thanksgiving. Learn a little bit about it if you don't know. Have a story about the history and some trivia questions and things like that included in our lesson. Yuki, I'm so happy you enjoy the lesson and you're still able to be up. I know it's very late for you, so thank you very much for hanging in so long. And Chama too, maybe he's snoring on your shoulder. I don't know. Bye, Lorena. Bye, Serena. See you tomorrow at 3 p.m. on YouTube. Again, like you need to check a little bit. Maybe if it's, I personally think it's the second thumbnail that is the one that is the horizontal one, to click on that so that you're able to see everyone. I'm just testing this out for the next couple of weeks because I just am not getting many people to view. So again, please like this. If you have anything to comment, that also helps, just so that our content gets shown to more people. Good night, sleep tight, Miss Yuki. And yeah, see you tomorrow. I'm curious about it. Okay, cool. Yes, I'm curious to share it. I need to do the slides now. So yeah, that's what I'll be working on. No stress. See you tomorrow. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Anna. Nice having you all here. My familiar faces, for the new faces, and for the people who haven't made it frequently in the last time. Thank you. Ciao a tutti. Bye. Take care, Alex. Bye.